Yeah. We're live, baby. Live on a Thursday fucking night. It's Thursday, right? It's hard to tell. Kids are coming off a winter break, so my week's all fucked up. How you guys doing tonight? Y'all ready to kick it a little bit? Hang out with me? If you are not watching live, you can fast forward a little bit. If you're watching live, fuck you. Ha Oh shit. It's about to pop off, y'all. About to go live. We got some shit to talk about today. Oh boy. Second warning. What the fuck is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Seth Grimes Live. We are here Thursday night, just kicking it, just having a little bit of a good time, hanging out with you guys. You guys having a good night? Kicking it so far? We got a fun show for you. Just getting my get that background music up and going for you. All right, we are firing. Hit that subscribe button down below if at any point you enjoy what you're watching. We're just hanging out tonight. This is my just talking about random shit show. This is just a show that I like to do for fun, just to talk about things outside of the norm. When I normally talk about wrestling stuff, we got some awesome content to talk about today. Before we do, hit that subscribe button, like, comment down below to join the conversation. So I was scrolling through the Twitter today, just looking to see what was trending. And what did my little eye spy when I was scrolling? But this, one of the most infamous serial killers in the entire history of life, in the entire world, the very first serial killer, arguably, Jack the Ripper. Well, I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this. Look at this right here. Jack the Ripper trending in the United States. It is not anymore. This was earlier today, but I had to check it out, had to see what was going on with Jack the Ripper. And folks, this is what I found. Check this out. From News Nation, Jack the Ripper has been identified. Historian Russell Edwards says he has identified Jack the Ripper as Aaron Kosminski via a DNA match taken from a shower purported to be found at the scene of one of the murders. Now, Aaron Kosminski was one of the top suspects. If you are a ripperologist like I am, or I fancy myself to be, not really, but I love true crime, and Jack the Ripper, obviously one of the most famous cases of true crime ever, especially infamous because it's unsolved. Well, apparently, though, there is some debate still. We'll get into that in a minute, but for more detail, let's go ahead and take a look at this here. I want to pop this up and play a little bit of this. This is the official News Nation. This is, I believe, from everywhere I was able to tell, News Nation is the one who is breaking this story, and I will add a caveat that this is something that kind of has popped up. I think a few years ago, the shell thing popped up. So take this with a grain of salt because there was some debate about the validity of that DNA evidence, but this is new. This is today. This was happening today. This video is maybe a little short of 24 hours old, and because Jack the Ripper was trending, we got to give this a little bit of credibility still, but we'll take it with a grain of salt. Let's check this out.
Serial killers' nicknames come up a lot on this show, but for my money, the best one probably is the first one, Jack the Ripper. Got to be honest, the name Aaron Kosminski just doesn't have the same impact, doesn't pack the same punch. But tonight it is confirmed, if not yet official, Kosminski did indeed pack the same punch as Jack because they are one and the same. Let me take you back almost 140 years to the Whitechapel area of London. This is where I need to stop and warn you that the photos I'm going to show are graphic. At least 5 women were slashed to death on those cobblestone streets.
Oh, yeah. Warning.
Their organs were removed. It happened between August and November of 1888. Aaron Kosminski was a 23-year-old immigrant who'd come to London years earlier from Poland. His occupation? Can't make it up. Barber. Person of interest was not a term back then, but it really would have applied.
Let me add a little bit of let's maybe get. I mean, they're all bad. So what are we gonna do? Let me add a little bit of color to that because barber back then wasn't just somebody that cut your hair. They were, in fact, also they did do small surgeries and bloodletting and stuff like that. So they were more in the medical field than they certainly are nowadays. In fact, that's where the red and white barber pole thing came from. So look that up. I ain't bullshitting. I can Google it here for you in a minute. But back to this. So yeah, man, some medical knowledge, and that's something that they also always thought Jack the Ripper had. Maybe he was a doctor or a medical student or somebody with some sort of medical expertise because he was cutting out body parts with precision, organs and stuff. He cut out a woman's womb. He cut out the livers. He knew what he was doing. He wasn't just in there rooting around digging through shit. It was expert precision, like the game of Operation, only for real.
Because police looked at Kosminski. They just never had enough evidence to arrest him.
Right.
They really never had much evidence, period. Fingerprints weren't even an acceptable crime-fighting tool in Britain until almost a decade later. That is how cold this case is. But that uncertainty about Aaron Kosminski did not stop Madame Tussauds from immortalizing him in wax and including him in the Jack the Ripper Chamber of Horrors. But beyond that, and certainly before that, there was nothing definitively tying him to the Ripper until now. And what is that evidence, you ask? I thought you would. It seems the Ripper's fourth victim, Catherine Eddowes, was wearing a shawl the night that she and one other victim were killed just minutes apart, killed and mutilated. The shawl was blood-stained, of course, and somehow in 2007 it was put up for auction. The winning bidder was an author and Jack the Ripper scholar named Russell Edwards, and Edwards went right to work testing the century-old shawl for DNA.
There you go.
And the results? A 100% match. Aaron Kosminski, by way of his oldest brother's great-great-granddaughter, who provided a sample for comparison. Edwards now wants a formal inquest to officially put one of history's greatest mysteries to rest. And though it is far too late for Kosminski to pay for his crimes, you might be comforted to know that he did end up locked up for the rest of his life in a mental asylum, being treated for schizophrenia. There's no word on whether any other patients in that sanatorium turned up dead or missing.
He another thing is they said that he went crazy for doing that a whole lot, doing the old Jeffrey Toobin, just taking care of business a lot with himself. Let's take a look at this Aaron Kosminski character. Because even though it is up for debate, still the DNA evidence, he's always been a suspect. So it's kind of, I think it's about right there in front of our faces at this point. But let's dig a little deeper.
Aaron Kosminski was a Polish-Jewish immigrant who settled in London's East End in the 1880s. He is a suspect in the identity of the infamous killer, Jack the Ripper. Kosminski fled his homeland with his family to escape persecution, eventually settling in Whitechapel, where he worked sporadically as a barber. He exhibited signs of paranoid schizophrenia, including auditory hallucinations, delusions, and violent tendencies. Kosminski became a suspect in the Jack the Ripper case due to several factors. First, he was named in contemporary police documents, most notably by Assistant Commissioner St. Melville McNaughton and Chief Inspector Donald Swanson. Swanson's marginal notes in a copy of McNaughton's memorandum explicitly identified Kosminski as a suspect. In 2014, DNA analysis of a shawl allegedly found at the scene of Catherine Eddowes' murder was linked to Kosminski's descendants. However, the reliability of the DNA evidence has been widely contested. Aaron Kosminski was a Polish-Jewish immigrant who...
So there you have it. And of course, there's these disclaimers. This headline is super misleading as this is still an unconfirmed claim. These are community noted, so people are just tacking these on. But this was kind of blowing up all over Twitter today, so it is something to think about. Wow. Well, there you have it, boys. Case closed. Twitter's having fun with this. But, anybody that's kind of dug in to the Jack the Ripper case will have come across the name Aaron Kosminski at some point as a prime suspect. Him being a barber gives him medical knowledge, gives him reason to be there in the Whitechapel, gives him reason to be bloody, perhaps, if he's ever caught being bloody, and being locked up for being a paranoid schizophrenic. Schizophrenic is delusions and hallucinations, perhaps. And if he was violent as well, I mean, there you have it, folks. It's pretty clear cut. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Case closed. Case solved. Done deal. We got Jack the Ripper before we got GTA 6. Or is it not so fast? For me, News Nation, they are a news source. So it's not random speculation on the internet. Them dropping this article got this trending today. But I would like to see this backed up by other news sources and be more widespread than this. And the fact that the trending kind of died down quick on this too tells me that we just need to see a little bit more. Somebody else needs to co-sign on this one before we're 100%. Always double check sources, folks. Double check sources. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic here. Captain America, Brave New World. We talked about this last week on the show. We talked about the poor pre-sales for this. Now, they did a sneaky thing, so be aware of that when you get the first, opening weekend numbers on this. They did this very sneaky thing where they opened it on a Wednesday instead of a Friday, so that opening weekend ends up being like a whole half of a week. But I suspect it will do decent in theaters. There's nothing really competing with it right now as far as I am aware. But the reviews, my friends, are not so hot. Don't take it from me. Take it from Rotten Tomatoes. Now, on my thumbnail, let's pop that back up here. Can I do that? Nope, not from this screen. So fuck it. I don't have it on this layer here. But I had it at a 51% as it sat there earlier today when I made my thumbnail. As you see now, it is at a 52. Let me even go ahead and reload that just to see if it's moved since I've had this tab opened here preparing for the show. Still sitting at a 52%. That green splatter means it's rotten, folks. Rotten Tomatoes. It's the Critic rating site. The tomato meter is the Critic's rating, and it is at 52%. The Critic's rating is the, certain critics, privileged critics, get early views of the movie, and then they submit their ratings, and this is where it lands. Now, this popcorn meter next to it, you see is blank still. That's going to be us, the people. This is going to be actual people that have gone to see the movie in theaters. So I would expect these to start to trickle in. I'm not seeing any kind of, it does say 250, but they don't have a number for it yet. So, but 52%, that's bad. How bad is it, you ask? Well, let's see here. Let's take a look at where it ranks on the all-time list of all MCU movies. So every MCU movie, there's been now 35 movies canon to the MCU, not including TV shows, not including the X-Men stuff from the Fox universe, just strictly 110% MCU movies, 35 of them. Where does this movie rank compared to all of them? Well, let's scroll down and have a look-see here. By the way, they got this, anybody try this yet? This Coke Zero Orange Cream, or just the regular Coke Orange Cream if you're a sugary fuck. Black Panther sitting at number 1. I'm not so sure I agree with that. I think that's I think there's a little bit of pandering going on there. It's okay. It's a good movie. Avengers Endgame, now that's a good movie. That one I can rock with. Iron Man, that's solid. Thor Ragnarok at 4. Spider-Man No Way Home. Homecoming. Shang-Chi up at number 7. Guardians of the Galaxy. Spider-Man. I should do a ranking. But Seth, where is Captain America? Is that it? Captain America Civil War? No, that's a good one. All the way down at 11? And Winter Soldier at 12? That's bullshit. Those are some of the best movies in the thing. Oh boy, where's Cap? Where's Cap? Cap. Oh, there's Cap, right? The first Avenger? No. That was the first movie at number 20. We're going deeper. Captain. Where are we at? Oh, the Incredible Hulk now all the way? It's worse than the Incredible Hulk? It's worse than Thor Dark World? It's worse than Thor Love and Thunder? It's worse than the Marvels? There it is. Number 33, Captain America, Brave New World at 51%. Rotten. Only worse is the Eternals, which, to be frank with you, I've never seen the Eternals, so I don't know. You know why I didn't see it, though? Because I didn't care to see it. It sounded that bad to me. It had zero interest, and apparently nobody else gave a shit either. Ant-Man and Wasp, I don't know. I might just be a mark for Paul Rudd, but I enjoyed Ant-Man and Wasp. Quantumania, though, it was definitely the worst of those three. And not something I would rank that high, but I mean, I don't know. I'm a mark for Paul Rudd. What do you want from me? But 51%. Okay, see right here, it's at 51 still, but it's now moved to 52. It's going to have to jump up a whole 11%, though, if it wants to move ranks. So that's bad, man. Out of 35 fucking movies in the entire MCU, let's see what the consensus was on that here. No consensus yet. Well, go fuck yourself then. Jesus Christ. Did we have one over here? Nah. Just a bunch of individual. So, not great. Not great. What do we got over here? We got this little trailer from Marvel. They make it look dope, don't they? Look at that. That looks high octane. Bing, bang, boom. A fresh new chapter. For Cap. Oh, they got a Red Hulk, and he's angry as fuck. And it's Harrison Ford. Captain America is America. Oh, your actor doesn't. Oh, yeah, that beef. We talked about that last week as well. Captain Israel. Why is there Captain America with no Captain America? Captain America is in IMAX is epic. Hey, we got a good one this time. We're just scrolling through the Captain America Twitter feed here now. Asked my teenage son if he wanted to watch it, and if he and he's like, nah. Even kids know woke is dead. Oh, please, America is so done with your DEI crap. Next thing, you bozos will. Oh, come on. Black Abraham Lincoln. Come on. Not going to watch this crap. Be nice. Even AP said this is garbage. Let's check out some of the other reviews, right? People on Twitter are mean. Who gives a fuck what those people think, right? Let's see. IGN. What did IGN do?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, The Eternals, and The Incredible Hulk. How do you ensure the audience will feel like they know what the hell is going on? The newest Marvel tries its best to fold all these things together, and what comes out is a bland political thriller that tries to mimic the best Captain America movie, Winter Soldier, without having a real message besides, can't we all just get along? That's not to say the performances aren't great. Anthony Mackie works well with all of his scene partners and is as passionate as ever. Danny Ramirez is fun as the new Falcon, and surprisingly, not only is Harrison Ford all over this movie, his grumpy performance as Thunderbolt Ross is both layered and charismatic. But it's Carl Lumbly's portrayal of the forgotten Captain America, Isaiah Bradley, that's the most powerful. But his arc is largely a retread of his journey through the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Given all that, with action scenes that rarely use the Falcon wings or vibranium shield in ways we haven't already seen before, Brave New World only strengthens the idea that the MCU may be getting a little stale. Will you be watching it this weekend? Let us know.
That's not good. Okay, Captain America, 5 out of 10, which means mediocre. Ugh. Death. What else we got here? Jeremy Johns. Good old Jeremy Johns. He won't let us down. What does he got to say, right?
Look, in the end, the movie was more enjoyable than I thought it was going to be honest with you. A lot of the strengths lie in the concept of what they're going for in the film more than the execution. It does have a couple of solid moments of friendship in here between two characters in particular that I really appreciated. I liked it. And no, the one I cared about is not Giancarlo Esposito. He was done dirty in here. Absolutely useless, didn't do much. Was he one of the reshoots? Was he hired? It sounded like he was hired later when they were doing some of the reshoots. Kind of feels that way. It feels like they hired him to put him on the poster, and that's enough. These are some of the side characters characters that don't feel like they organically mix or belong in the film, as well as some of the locations and side arcs that seem to come out of nowhere, feel scatterbrained. Some of the green screen that looks incomplete and stands out, it at least feels like the reports of those reshoots were probably legit. And you'll see cool things here and there. Only thing is you've seen them before in the MCU done better. I can't say it's a sober watch. It'd probably be a better time. If you're drunk. Get off my plane. Alright, so Captain America Brave New World. Are you...
Oh boy, so he's not a fan of it. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what new rock stars have to say. They're always generous, aren't they?
Oh, on to my final score and ranking. I have to be fair here and give this movie a beep bop boop beep bop boop beep bop 6.9 out of 10. It's not a 7.0 and it's not a 6.8 in a weird way, and I think you'll understand when you see it. Brave New World is significantly better than many of the recent MCU films. But among the movies of Phase 4 and Phase 5 that have come out since 2021, I still just kind of have to rank it somewhere in the middle there. I can't, in this video, do a full ranking of every MCU title that has come out since 2008. That's just too many movies, and recency bias comes into play too much. That will have to be in a different video at some point in the future.
All right, good for you. What else we got? Let's see what the Den of Nerds. Josh, what's Josh got to say?
Man, oh man, I gotta say, I went into this movie, and for me, the biggest question was, is this actually as bad as movies like Quantumania, as the show Secret Invasion? Is this really as bad as stuff like Love and Thunder, like some of the lower stuff, like Eternals, those things that are considered very low Rotten Tomato scores? And I just felt like there was no way. Like, the trailers looked slick enough, the action looked cool enough, that personally for me, I was like, bro, there's like no way. There's no way we're really going back to the lows here. And unfortunately, I have to say, I feel like we did. And that's just my opinion. I might be alone, or I might be in a minority opinion there. I went with my wife. She really liked the movie. It seemed like the crowd I was with really liked the movie. But it does have that Rotten Tomato score, and a lot of people are shitting on this film. And I just wanted to see for myself, would it work for me? Would it not? Would I really go back to that place of like actively disliking the film? Because that's what it was like for me with some of those other projects, with your Quantumanias, with your Love and Thunder. Eternals, like, I could have gone either way on Eternals, but...
All right, so he doesn't love it. Let's see what does Dan Morell have to say?
Whose past is catching up with him and whose future is in doubt as the world crumbles around him. I guess the biggest compliment would be that it seems completely believable that he would turn into a big red monster, and really the President Ross storyline is what I'm going to walk away with as thinking is the most effective in the entire film. Really, I think this is both a celebration of what is and disappointment at what could have been. I guess it's good for Marvel to put out a not terrible movie that will likely, I think, adequately please a big part of the audience.
Not terrible.
Show up for the action scenes, let's be honest. They don't really care about stitching together things through reshoots. I get that. But I think it would have been even better for Marvel to put out a great film to announce the beginning of a new era. I think this movie could have been that great movie, and to be frank, I think that some people are going to think that it is. But to me, it seems, as has been the case with many Marvel projects in the recent past, that good became the enemy of great. Still, this is a pretty enjoyable film, and the second half is enough for me to bump it up into the lower area of the it's good category. I'm looking forward to a second watch from...
All right, so he doesn't hate it. He doesn't hate it. I haven't seen it yet. I will not be going to the theaters just because I don't be balling like that. Theaters be costing. And I could go by myself. That would be reasonable, but I like to go with my kids. That's kind of our thing. So they'd probably be salty if I went to an MCU movie without them, but they'll probably not this one. You know, they don't seem to care about the MCU much anymore. I don't know if they've outgrown it or if the MCU sucks now or both. I mean, I don't care about the MCU much anymore either. I don't know, man. What do you guys think? Where are you at? Certainly when I do get around, I will watch the movie. And when I get around to watching it, I'll do a review. It'll probably be once it hits streaming. But for now, I'll probably skip this in the theater. Love to know your thoughts, though. Let me know those down in those comments below. let's go ahead and hop on over to our next topic here. John Lithgow nears deal to play Dumbledore in HBO Harry Potter series. This is from Deadline, one of the Hollywood dirt sheets. They're all reporting it. Variety, wherever, take your pick. John Lithgow's bout locked in. Now, this is significant for a couple reasons. Let's see here. I don't care about your bylines yet. There you go. There's the picture. One concern here, straight from Nerdrotic. He's John Lithgow, great actor. Two problems, though. He is an American, and he is 79 years old. Considering how long streaming series take to make, great point. He will be 93 when the series is done, and you think that's hyperbole. But streaming series do not drop year to year. They are easily 2-3 years apart, sometimes 4 or 5. When was the last episode of Stranger Things? If he's 79 now, by the time he films the first season, now granted, if he's playing Dumbledore does, spoiler alert, does not make it to the last book, so he won't make it to the last season. Though I'm pretty positive that he's there. Well, he is there, and like flashbacks and that sort of thing. And when Harry dies, he has a great conversation with Dumbledore. So he's there. He'll be there. But that's something they could film at the end of whatever. So if that's their pick, they got to be strategic about it. It's a very good point from Nerdrotic there. That's a significant age. But my God, to me, John Lithgow is the pick. He's the guy. Let's see what the internet thinks about this here. Warner Brothers quite literally need to pull something out of their hat to save Harry Potter. John Lithgow as Dumbledore certainly feels like is going to put a lot of people off wanting to watch it. What? I call bullshit. Whatever happened to keeping it all British? That's a J.K. Rowling edict. She wanted everybody to be British that was in the original Harry Potter. There were some people, I think Robin Williams wanted to play Hagrid or something to that effect. And she just outright refused it because not British. She still has creative control over this project. Smart for her to always retain creative control of her shit like that. But God, John Lithgow, what an incredible actor. If you've seen this guy in anything, he can play funny. He can play scary and creepy. My favorite performance of him was on Dexter as the Trinity Killer. He is just so capable of pulling this off. As soon as I seen that, I popped for that. With all the criticism that was out there for the gentleman that was cast to play Snape. Let's see if we can find that here. HBO Snape. Huh? For all the criticism that one caused, that one's not so bad, right? This one makes sense. John Lithgow can nail this role. Now, I don't know this actor. I'm sure he's wonderful. Is he Snape? Obviously not. So, Snape's my guy. That might be a bonehead move there. But John Lithgow, a great move. Here is IGN also backing this up. You want to see multiple sources. This is all over breaking news today. John Lithgow is Dumbledore, means they're letting the Americans around. Lithgow is the final negotiations. Being eyed to play Dumbledore. Snape approves. Huge fan of Lithgow. He'll be brilliant as Dumbledore. 100% agree. 100% agree. I think this is as good a pick as any. I mean, I don't know, line me up a bunch of old guys that could possibly play Dumbledore. John Lithgow is going to be able to play the Dumbledore's got what's the word I'm looking for? You know, he's got charisma. He's got he carries an air of authority and power, but like a fatherly, like a protector, a calming, a relaxing, a wise, I know all, relax, everything's going to be okay. Cunning, smart, but also he's gonna have to have very deep conversations, heartfelt. I mean, he's gonna nail this. He's gonna be able to nail the touches of light humor with the deepness. He's just perfect. I don't know why are people even sad about this. I love John Lithgow. I just don't see him as Dumbledore at all. Weird casting. I completely disagree. Where are people's heads on this one? John Lithgow's a fantastic actor, but casting an American Dumbledore. See, I'm not. My head's not up my ass on the beat. It needs to be a British actor. Fuck that. I don't care. Pick the best actor. It's always to me. That's just pick the best actor. That's it. Who's the best choice? Who's gonna make Dumbledore? Who's gonna play the best Dumbledore? I don't. Oh, it's got to be an authentic accent, or just because it's a British story, so it's got to have British people. I don't. To me, that's dumb. If you need another reason to think that, why do people hate John Lithgow? Am I missing something? Makes my skin crawl. This guy has one mode, annoying. Oh my goodness. Is this just a thing? Is it because we are on Twitter after all? Is this just a thing that the internet just loves to hate? Is that all this is? What do you guys think? I think this is fantastic. This has me giddy. I'm actively excited for his portrayal as Dumbledore. This guy's portrayal as Snape, not so much, but we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. He could be great. I'm not a fan of changing things for the sake of changing things. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Snape was a black man in the books, then great. If he's not a black man if they describe him as pasty and vampire-like, almost translucent skin, an actual, description from the book, well, one of these guys fits that description, don't they? Well, we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. In other weird and crazy news, we have our boy Ye. Oh, Ye. Oh, Ye. Kanye West. What's wrong with this man? Is this what happens after you make $1 billion as like an artist? Do you just go insane? I was talking to my kids about this. Vincent Van Gogh, he cut his ear off. He's a crazy artist. He was like the OG original gangster crazy artist, right? Vincent Van Gogh. This is all this is. This is crazy artist. For those unawares, let's go ahead and catch up with the latest Kanye West controversy.
Tonight, controversy within the growing controversy over Kanye West and his anti-Semitic comments. A new video circulating online appearing to show Jewish celebrities protesting the rapper who now goes by Ye. But the video is a fake, seemingly created without the artist's consent and made with artificial intelligence. Actress Scarlett Johansson, who is depicted in the video, denouncing it, saying, "I am a Jewish woman who has no tolerance for anti-Semitism or hate speech of any kind, but I also firmly believe that the potential for hate speech multiplied by AI is a far greater threat." One of the people behind the video saying it was not created for commercial purposes, but rather as an artistic and cultural statement. The video comes on the heels of West's
Get to it.
latest anti-Semitic insult, selling swastika t-shirts on the website for his clothing brand, which he advertised in select markets during the Super Bowl, igniting instant outrage.
I was shocked.
The website now shut down, but West's voice and hateful declarations recently back on the very social media sites that just a few years ago restricted him because of his rhetoric. Although a spokesperson for West says he has now deactivated his X account, it's all part of what tech columnist Joanna Stern says is a growing trend to dial back on content moderation.
And see, there's now, because it's NBC, they're going to go and try to spin it into, we need to have internet censorship. Internet censorship. Well, where is that line? Kanye's walking up to that line, isn't he? You know, I am a free speech absolutist, but boy, Kanye, let's we'll get into we'll dive into this controversy a little deeper here, but let's take a look at this infamous Super Bowl commercial that she was talking about.
So what's up, guys? I spent like all the money for the commercial on these new teeth.
This guy's
So
retarded. What a goof.
once again, I had to shoot it on the iPhone. Go to Yeezy.com.
That's it. So what is Yeezy.com? What do we got here? Yeezy stores coming soon. That's real. That's Yeezy.com. That's oh boy. So what did our boy Kanye do? What did he have on this? What is the controversy? What was he selling? I'm going to show this for the sake of news quickly and get it off, okay? This is not to glorify. This is not to try and promote or sell. This is newsworthy. Discretion advised for those and for the YouTube overlords that love to just snatch everything. Let's take a look at some of the controversy here that got Kanye kicked off and fired for everything. This Twitter rant that he went on here. I am a Nazi. I probably shouldn't say that out loud. Hey, I'm a somebody will cut that. Kanye says, I am a Nazi. ller. Now what, bitches? I turned down 3 photo shoots this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. Why would you say such things? There's more. So funny how people rapping about doing things to people is not hate, but posting a thing symbol is hate. I don't know. YouTube's funny, so I'm just trying to be careful here, guys. I'm censoring myself so I don't get in trouble. I've wanted to make this t-shirt for years. My greatest performance art piece thus far. A fucking one of those. Jesus Christ. And then his Twitter was slapped with this. So there you go, NBC, with your internet censorship. Kanye took down his own Twitter, or Musk took it down, or he was asked to. I don't fucking know. But this is where it sits now, where caution, this profile may include potentially sensitive content. I've never actually seen this on a Twitter profile. If I click on it, it is blank, and I don't know if I need to follow to see content, because I'm not seeing content. We'll go ahead and unfollow there. So I don't know what's going on with that. Then, bro, we find out later, is getting divorced. The latest in the Kanye West news' development after he had this chick get naked at the Grammys, where they crashed the party there. Now they're splitting up. For me, look, man, I found this meme and I found it appropriate because There's a fork in this road. You got to separate. I've always said, for me, you got to separate the art from the artist. Kanye is a crazy-ass motherfucker. This is all performance, by the way. This is all attention-seeking. There's no way that he believes any of this in his heart. I mean, I guess plausible, right? He's crazy. He's clearly an insane human being. But I find this, he said this is my greatest piece of art on that t-shirt, right? Where's that? Wanted to make this t-shirt my greatest performance art piece thus yet. That's what he's doing here, folks. He's trying to get attention, and he's doing well with it. The Super Bowl, he dropped at the Super Bowl. Who's he taking attention away from? The Super Bowl halftime show. And I mean, he's getting his name in the conversation. He's getting himself trending again. Some would say any controversy is good controversy, right? Controversy creates cash. That not so true, because Kanye has been canceled from everything. His Yeezy brands, I believe, have been dropped again. That website was taken down. He's pretty much effectively canceled from society, and rightfully so. There is a line. I'm even for this, as far as, free speech allows you to show your true colors. So him coming out and having the freedom to say this shows us who he is, or at least who he wants us to think he is, or what he's pretending to be. I don't know. I believe it to be an act for attention, some sort of just gimmick, because he's a billionaire now. And what else is he going to do with his time, especially when he's not getting the attention for being the amazing rap artist that he is, because some of his albums are amongst the greatest rap albums of all time ever. He's one of the greatest artists of all time ever, period. But it also, your free speech has lines to the point where people can slap things like this page is restricted. And that, if your shoe company wants to drop you, or your talent agency, Kanye's talent agency has cut ties with him as well. That's their right. They have that right. That's their freedom. You have your freedom to say you're a Nancy. You have your right to say you're a Nancy. We'll go with that. I'm figuring it out on the fly here, folks. But then your talent agency has the right to say, we don't work with Nancy's. Fuck off. It's preposterous. The whole thing's preposterous. It's stupid. But Kanye's career is ruined. There's no coming back from this. There's no saying, oh, I'm sorry. I was just kidding. Oh, I was in a bad place. Look how hard of a time Hulk Hogan's still having for dropping one N-bomb. This guy's going full, I'm a Nancy. It's fucking horrible. But I'll tell you, the college dropout, graduation, late registration, 808s and heartbreaks even. Fire albums. Watch the Throne. Man, art from artists. Michael Jackson. Maybe he diddled little kids. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. I'll tell you one thing. Thriller. Beat It. Billie Jean. Smooth Criminal. Straight fire. Straight fire. So that's where I stand on that. What are your thoughts before we move on? Leave those in the comments below. If you wish to chime in on this part of the conversation. Poor Kanye, he's done. Not poor Kanye, fuck Kanye, but man, it's sad to see these celebrities go crazy and wreck themselves. But it's also entertaining, right? Like, all celebrities do this. He's just doing it more gloriously than others and has no chance of coming back. Just none. Let's go ahead and move the fuck on from this clown and over to Swifty McSwifterson. Taylor Swift getting booed at the Super Bowl. Boo. Look at her little sad face. Her little boo. They're booing me. A lot of speculation as to why she was booed at the Super Bowl. One of those being that, she's, the Republicans are really running with, because she backed Kamala or whatever. I don't think that's it. You know what I think? I think people are just fucking sick and tired of seeing this bitch at their football games. We're tuned in to watch football, and I'm not a sports ball guy. I'm speaking for the bros, right? We tune in to watch fucking football, not to watch the fucking Swifty McVeigh show, right? Taylor Swift, fuck you. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about you and Kelsey, and nobody wants to see your little love story play out. Here's Taylor Swift getting booed, if you haven't seen it. Saying, what is going on? Love to see it though, right? Look at her. Look at that. Shut that off. It's still playing in the background. What the hell? Look at this. Look at this. That's funny. That's her. That was her just now when the crowd was booing her. The exact meme. That is the funniest fucking thing ever. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about her bullshit. People are sick of seeing her. This is the second year in a row now. This is the Swifty Bowl 2. Swifty Bowl 2. Remember they call some of them, the Ice Bowl and shit? You'll never see that now because they don't play real football anymore. Back in my day, I used to learn about the fucking football games played in 30 degrees below zero and fucking mud pits and shit. Now everything's on heated fucking AstroTurf soil. I digress. We'll never see that shit again. But they used to call them like the Ice Bowl, the Mud Bowl, that kind of stuff. Swifty Bowl. Swifty Bowl 2 this year. Here you see this fella here. Looking so sad. Oh, they were smoked. Travis Kelce wondering if Taylor Swift is going to break up with him. Rumor was they were supposed to propose or some shit, right? Weren't they? Had they won the big game, but that just wasn't the case. Just wasn't the case. There he is, doing the walk of shame.
He got knocked into. I think he's back there. He's getting a little jittery. You have to figure out a way to protect him, and you just.
I saw a video. I don't have it here, but there's one of him just kind of standing there, open on the field. He had a rough night. Here he is, exiting the building. Look at that. Look at the way this goof is dressed. Imagine losing the Super Bowl. Look at this. It says, imagine losing the Super Bowl and then having to leave the stadium in one of Taylor Swift's blouses. Look at this fucker. This guy's a clown. The ultimate Chad bro. Such a Chad. Swiftie fans like him. Oh, he's a nice guy. He's a good man. No, he's a clown. Here we got the boss man weighing in here. Donald Trump. The only one that had a tougher night than the Kansas City Chiefs was Taylor Swift. She got booed out of the stadium. Mega's very unforgiving. That's his opinion. That's funny, though. I mean, when you got the president trolling you, that's funny. That's the kind of shit I like from him. People don't like that. They want to be all presidential and stuff. No, troll the pop stars. Make fun of Taylor Swift. That's what your president should be doing. The leader of the free world should be taking pot shots at Taylor Swift. Oh, it's so great. It's so great. So fans are sick of Taylor Swift. And it's not because of what he thinks. It's because people are just goddamn sick of seeing this bitch at their football games. That's it. They're done with it. It's the second year of the Swiftie Bowl. They got to pan up to her every time she's at a goddamn game. Everything's about Travis Kelce and supporting her man and who is she going to propose and fuck off. But you know why the NFL doesn't care? All of this to say, by the way, I don't really give a shit that she was booed. That's not the true story here. The true story is this, which you're not hearing much about, and it's not being reported on very big news sites, but it is being reported by multiple news sites, including MarketWatch. Taylor Swift has made the NFL almost $1 billion since she started dating Travis Kelce. Why is Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl and at the championship game and up in the crowd and all? Why is it the Swiftie Bowl and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? And because of this. Because of this. This is why. Why are the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Because of this. Because of this. That's why. Is NFL rigged? I don't know, but look at this. Taylor Swift, $1 billion. Let's check it out here. How is this happening? It's unclear exactly when Swift and Kelce officially started dating. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care. The date of that year's and from September 2023 to January 28th, 24. The championship game, Swift created 366,753,290. Sorry, it's late. In total equivalent brand value for the NFL, according to data provided to MarketWatch from Apex Marketing, a company that specializes in advertising and branding services. This equivalent brand value metric measures value across all social media, TV, radio, digital news, print. So it's brand awareness, your market value, the effect hasn't faded. In the years since, Swift has helped the NFL even more, according to Apex, creating an estimated additional 634,304,163 in equivalent brand value from the day after the 2024 AFC Championship game up through the 2025 NFC Championship game or AFC Championship game. What's driving the growth? Social media, digital news have been the two biggest factors in Swift's momentum in bringing brand value to the NFL. With major spikes occurring whenever Kelce appears at her concerts or joins the singer on stage during her Eras tour. The Swift effect, as they call it, and the corresponding media exposure continued for the NFL and the Chiefs prior to that start of the 24 season. The media blitz continues that the Chiefs kept blah, 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 blah. Her influence on the NFL has been seen across social media. The number of Kelce's Instagram followers jumped from 2.7 million to 5.39 million during the Chiefs playoff run in 2024. Continued to rise to 6.7 million going into the Super Bowl. As for the NFL, while the changes to follow count for its social media accounts on specific dates are not currently known, the league said that the female fans accounted for nearly half of its new followers on TikTok. And moreover, the Super Bowl parties, Taylor Bowl parties with Swift-themed food and drinks are a hit on TikTok as Swifties continue to celebrate the Super Bowl era, appealing to women. For the Chiefs specifically, some fan growth metrics are even more pronounced as Chiefs marketing executive this week said the women now make up 57% of the team's total audience. Holy shit. A much higher figure than the 46% league average. In addition, among girls age 8 and over, 56% of fans of the NFL are fans of the NFL. This is wild. Viewership is up for teenage girls, spiked 53%. An estimated 29.4 million viewers, which was higher than the average 19 million that watched Sunday Night Football in 2022. So, I mean, we can go on and on and on about this. We'll pop this one back up. This is my favorite. But there it is. Swiftie has generated lots of money for the Chiefs, for the NFL, for Travis Kelce. It's a great business arrangement. What's Taylor Swift get out of the deal? She just get a man? She gets somebody she can record a new record about? She can enter into the next phase of her career, because people make fun of her for being a cat lady, right? At 40 years old now. She could do the fake marriage thing. I'm just freestyling here. Just roll with me. Do the fake marriage media thing. And then a baby or two, and then the fake media divorce thing. And then she can, be the broken woman that's coming out of the hard marriage, and she comes out with another huge album. Maybe she takes time off to do the mom thing, right? She doesn't tour, doesn't record albums. So her big comeback will be fucking massive in her tour. And it'll be her tell-all about her hard relationship with Travis Kelce. Oh, my God. And that'll be her push, right? She'll get her bump on the back end. NFL and Travis Kelce get their bump on the front end. Taylor gets it on the back end. She gets the new album, the documentary, the fucking who knows. It's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful, folks. But what are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts on the whole Swiftie situation. Do you think there is any arrangement going on with that kind of money, that kind of value being brought in with the Swift effect, or just a coincidence of a very lovely relationship? Either way, it's funny seeing things like this and Travis Kelce being sad. But that's just my opinion, and we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today. I had fun kicking it, talking about these topics. Would love to know your feedback on any of those topics or anything else. I'm going to continue to do this show. This is fun for me. It's just a hang, honestly, other than pulling up a bunch of tabs of news stories. This is, there's no work here. We're just having fun. And this isn't news. We're not it's just just a hang, just a way for me to bullshit about shit that's not wrestling, because 96% of my content on YouTube is wrestling shit. So let me know what you think. Peace, love, and pizza. I am your boy, Seth Grimes. And we'll catch you in the next live stream, baby girl.